All right, today's kind of a bittersweet day. We uh, we finished up the boat restoration that I got last year after months and months of elbow grease and grinding and getting oxidation off and recarpeting. So I figured I'd walk you through today, kind of what the tournament rig is set up as, and yeah, I guess what we're gonna do. So stay tuned. Here we go. All right, guys, we're gonna start right up here at the front of the boat. So we've got an oldie but a goodie. We've got the Humminbird 560 sonar. It's old, but it does the trick. It does what it needs to do. Um, Shows me some structure, the bottom, stuff like that. When I'm vertical jigging, when it's really cold, it gives me that side draft too. So for what it is, it's all right. I'll replace it eventually, but as of right now, I just haven't. We've got the Minn Kota Terrova with iPilot and Spot Lock. This really is my baby. I love this thing. 45-inch shaft, 80-pound thrust. It's a beast. It does really, really well out on the water. So really looking forward to getting this cat back out again this year and really starting to fish. Foot pedal up there. I'm kind of torn on the foot pedal. I have the remote, which I really like more, but when I'm tournament fishing, probably better that I keep my hands on the rod and use the foot control. So I got to learn to like it. Obviously, my boat wouldn't be complete without my FX Custom Rods decal. They're one of my big pro staff people this year, and if you haven't heard, I'm going to be taking over Region 6, all of the West Coast, really the Western United States, and handling the pro staff duties for those guys so they can free up to do some more great work on rods. A couple of rod lockers. All this carpet, I replaced this last year. It was a really bad, ripped up. All right, guys, so I'm back in the middle seat here. Gives you kind of a better look at the extended casting deck. There is a little bit of a lip between this and the that center compartment, but there is on the sides too, so it doesn't much matter. I installed this little tool holder just to put needle nose and knives and scissors and junk like that in. And then if you come up here just a little bit, I just built a hatch here. So there's a compartment down here, just a Rubbermaid storage container. Not really waterproof, but the lip is up top and it's all screwed in. You're not really going to get any moisture or water in there. If we do, it can leak out the bottom. So I just put a couple of holes down in the bottom of the tote so that it can drain out. Really sturdy. You can jump on it. I made that mistake last year. I didn't make it sturdy enough. And yeah, my buddy fell through. So that was fun. Move over here to the passenger side. Windshield obviously needs to be replaced. That thing is old. Probably the original one with the boat. And then this used to be covered in carbon fiber, like a carbon fiber material. You'll see it when we move over to the driver's side. Looked just horrible. And, when these boats first came out, that was wood. So I wanted to bring back that wood look, so we redid it. Really deep storage in the glove box. I just keep like my registration. When we're running around, I'll keep like my MP3 speaker in there, battery chargers, extra fishing line, stuff like that. That's just to keep it accessible. Put a couple of cup holders in to keep hydrated on the water. Put one in on both sides because when I'm out tournament fishing, I seldom think to take a break. So I'm pretty much all business, and that can lead to headaches and dehydration, and I don't want to do that this year, so I'm going to do my best to make sure that I stay hydrated out on the water so I can feel the best. These are worm bag holders, so we have worm bags right at our ready. Just slide the bags into these clips, and then they're all held in with these bungee cords. So should work out really well. Really, really excited to try out the practicality, all the things that I put in. So I can't wait. All right, guys, we're here at the command center. Start off with, I've got the Humminbird Helix 7 G2N. It's got side imaging, down imaging, real-time sonar, GPS, mapping, like everything that you pretty much need. I kind of, in retrospect, wish I would have gotten a bigger screen, but I mean, really, it does everything I need it to do, and I can't really ask for much more. Eventually, I'll replace it. I'll move this one up to the front, and I'll get a bigger one for this unit here, and I'll get another Humminbird so I can link them together. And that way, when I mark something up front, it'll still mark it back here, etc., etc. So, pretty basic as far as the driver's controls go. We've got our aerator controls. I have replaced a couple of the switches because my live wells didn't have aeration. Or actually, I think one side did, but it didn't quite work right, so I got that rewired, put a new pump and aerator switch in, and then move the other one over to the other side and figure out how to get it all hooked up. So now everything aerates on a cycle. I generally run it on a cycle. It'll run about 1 minute and 30 seconds or so, and then off for 3 minutes, and then on for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and off for 3 minutes. I've run that all day long just to test to make sure that the batteries are okay. Everything works fine. Little switch up here is for the navigation lights, fuel pump selector or fuel gauge selector. Then we've got the little courtesy lights here, and then bilge pump, horn. Pretty much that's it. I've got live well switches down here, but they don't work anymore because, in all honesty, the old Ranger live well system just wasn't. I didn't like it. It leaked, didn't hold water, so now the setup that I have, I replumbed everything, and so now I have just a T-valve in there, that when I want to fill it, I just open them up, turn the pumps on, fill it up, close them down, and then the water will stay in there the whole time. When I run my live wells during a tournament, I don't like running fresh water in there. Some people will run fresh water only. I like to put the fish in an environment that is stable and controlled. So I use G-Juice, and when that G-Juice wears off, I add a little bit more, but they pretty much will live in that environment. I've kept fish alive for up to 12 hours, all 5 fish for 12 hours. So there isn't any issues with them staying alive. We'll look at those live wells here in just a second. All right, guys, we're here at the back of the boat. Pretty much we got 5 main compartments back here. So obviously the live wells, dual live wells, I think they're 15 gallons a piece or 16 gallons a piece, whatever they are. Plenty to hold a whole tournament string of fish. On this side, we've got dry storage, buoys, just all of my safety equipment. I kind of keep, or try and keep a little bit of everything in the dry box. So depending on the weather, I've got my gloves, first aid kit, my calling card, my bow lights, Bluetooth speakers, weight system. The whole shooting match is kind of right down in there. So just anything I need to keep dry kind of goes in that box when I'm not using them. On this side is just another bin, plenty big, store a bunch of tackle in there, stuff like that. And then the back bin is all the batteries. Oops, probably can't see that very good. Just screwed that up. We can edit that out though. And then back here, we've got the battery compartment. As you can see, I run a bunch of batteries. I want to make sure I have enough power on the lake during a tournament. So I run 4. One is a starting motor or a starting battery, and then I run 3 group 29 deep cell batteries that give me a ton of run time. Like I said, I can run an entire tournament day running the live wells all day long, trolling motor all day long, both sonars all day long, and never run out of battery power. So that's kind of the tour of the inside of the boat. We'll go to the outside now. All right, back here we've got the powerhouse of the unit, the Yamaha Pro V150. She is a oldie but a goodie. She runs awesome. Direct injected oil, so I don't have to worry about mixing gas and oil together and getting the right ratio and all that stuff. It just does it as it needs. In case the pump on the inside fails, I've got a reserve pump in the engine itself and then a switch to turn the reserve on. So that I can make sure if I'm stuck out on the water, I can get back to where I need to be. I had a problem with it getting on pad when I bought it. It would take probably half throttle to get it to come down on pad. So I got that little SE Sport 300 fin on the back, and now I can get on pad in just a matter of seconds, which is really helpful when taking off. So that's the powerhouse of the unit. Like I said, she runs fantastic. Went through it all this winter to make sure everything was primed and ready, and she is good to go. This part here is where she really came alive. If you can see right here how oxidized that is, the whole boat was like that. I've gone through and wet sanded all the gel coat, waxed it, and she really came out well. I did the same thing. It's kind of hard to see, but all the way down the hull of the boat was all full of just nasty oxidation. And all of that is gone now. So it's nice and shiny. Again, the gel coat's actually in pretty good shape. There's a few bad spots, but for a 1989 Ranger 365V, I can't complain at all. Trailer still needs some work as far as overall look goes, but that's not that big of a deal. Kind of walk through, you can kind of see it shines again. Maybe not like when she was brand new, but she looks a heck of a lot better than when I got it. So that's pretty much it for the rig. Like I said, she runs really, really well and doesn't leak, which is always fantastic. My big concerns were the floor and stuff like that, but it's all fiberglass, so it's not going to go anywhere, and it's really solid all the way through. And just anxious to get her out and start tournament fishing. So thank you all for watching. If you'd be so kind as to click subscribe, hit the little bell icon. That way you'll know when new videos come posted. I would really appreciate it. We can help each other out, and if you guys got any ideas for future videos that you want to see, let me know. We'll have lots of videos coming up documenting our tournament season, winning or losing, lots of just fun times out in the water, doing some prep for tournaments, family fishing, stuff like that. So once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, tight lines, guys. We'll see you.